Hello and welcome! Community Super League is back. I'm Randy Bueller sitting in for this round, and a double dose of Wedge. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. The three people in chat are excited about that. Me too.
I did want to congratulate you on the awesome charity streams that have been going on, by the way. I know the new look was for a good cause, and you look good anyway, so congratulations on the whole charity stream.
Thanks a lot, man. It means a lot. When the stream started, or round 3 when I came on camera, half the comments were like, PogChamp, so like he has no hair. And I'm like, oh, no context seems awkward. But yeah, thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, no, that was great stuff. No Banless Modern has been just awesome so far, don't you think?
This week is insane. Even just from the first match when I was positive that Paul was going to destroy, right? I was positive going, and I'm like,
Cloud Post is good, man. Cloud Posts are insane.
That match set a precedent that was like, what you think is irrelevant, anything can win, whatever, craziness. No, it's been a really, really good week, and I think the chat's picking up on it too. This format, this no banless format is hilarious.
Right.
So much fun.
That's a good word for it.
A format on its own, really. It's amazing.
I think it's cool to mess around with. Look, I've been joking. It's like, oh, it's the format WotC doesn't want you to play. The thing is, they're right to not want us to play this all the time, but it's pretty cool to mess around with occasionally.
Yeah, it is. I could just imagine trying to teach a new player about the no banless modern part. I'm like, so this deck is called Hypergenesis, and this card, you see, it doesn't actually have a mana cost. I'll explain that later.
So the Hypergenesis deck, it's gonna win on turn 2 most of the time, and it turns out it's just terrible. Like, it's not good enough.
I know.
It's only got one ban card, and it just loses all the time because everybody knows it's coming and is prepared to not let it win on turn 2.
Your turn 3 Progenitus? Oh, that's disgusting. That doesn't even do anything.
Get that out of here.
But it's true, though. Hypergenesis got absolutely destroyed this week. And I think it was online, too, because you've done... You've talked about no banless modern before.
Yeah, I did a video series, and I had 16 decks, and Hypergenesis failed to get out of the group stage. It didn't even make the playoffs. Couldn't make the top 8 in a 16 deck field.
The variance is crazy. For
sure.
The
Elves deck I thought expected to be very good, and we saw Kenji go off with that. The other deck that I think is great in this format, other than Eldrazi, which I was expecting to do very well, and I hadn't even thought of Eldrazi Post, but Dredge is very good in this format, and it's funny. I talked to Aaron. We should put up the deck list. I think we've got Girlfriend Bracket queued up first. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's just put that right up there.
And
the most expected deck list of the entire week.
The crazy part is I had to talk her into it.
What? Why?
Like, well, everyone's going to expect me to be on Dredge. I'm like, we don't need another Delver deck, Aaron. Just give in to the temptation. It'll be awesome. Everyone will get to see it. Yeah, this deck is nuts. And it's funny because it doesn't get that many more cards versus what it would from the banned list, but it's all about Dredge Return. The Dredge Return is single-handedly the engine that completely turns this deck on. It's a little tricky in that you actually have to have 3 creatures in play to sacrifice, and so it has to play some janky stuff like Fate Stitcher that doesn't untap anything except the land you use to unearth it, but that's good enough. It's like 0 mana, put a creature into play so that you can sag it to Dredge Return. Done. Sign me up. The awesome tech here that I think is super sweet is Sphinx of Lost Truths.
Same.
Exact
card I was going to say.
Oh, it's so sweet. You bring it into play as your first Dredge Return target, and you're like, draw 3 cards! Huzzah! We get the rest of the deck into the graveyard. We can find the Flamekin Zealot, and now the second Dredge Return will be lethal. The other cool thing going on with this deck is Dangerous Wager as the way to get stuff into the graveyard. This is that like awful red card that says you get to draw 2 cards, but you have to discard your hand. Your entire hand. 2 mana red card. You're like, okay, you may think Tormenting Voice is good in a Dredge deck. How about Dangerous Wager?
I mean,
like, I get to discard my hand. Sign me up.
Dredge is definitely one of those strategies where the cards that fit into Dredge fit nowhere else. Like, these cards have no home. Nobody loves them. At least for most of them.
Except Eric.
Dredge is just like, come here. let me hug you. But seriously, the reason why you don't see a deck like this in mod, like Dread Return, I cannot overstate how much Dread Return makes this deck what it is.
Oh yeah.
Like the card is beyond bonkers.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Aaron Forsythe has come to battle. And
we should have expected this.
EldraziBlade.
Oh, God.
So Eldrazi, but with a complete Stoneforge Mystic package. Stoneforge Mystic can go get not one banned card, not just Batterskull, but your choice of Batterskull and a pair of banned cards. Umezawa's Jitte being the other, of course.
Or Umezawa's Jitte and Skull Clamp.
Yeah. And then, by the way, Batterskull is going to be great sometimes, is my point. But yeah.
Yeah, this is basically what Aaron did was take the absolute bonkers banned Eldrazi deck, and he just put banned great stuff with it. Like he made it even more ridiculous. This is exactly what I expect from him. He took an entire a banned strategy and was like, you know what? Let's just put the most bonkers equipment that have been made in the last however many years and Stoneforge Mystic, and let's just stick them on tentacle monsters. And that's his plan. And this deck is insanity. Like everyone knew how fast it ran before, but now with the addition of Skull Clamp, Jitte, I mean, this is crazy.
And the secret card that I think is actually amazing in this deck is those 4 Chalice of the Void.
Oh yeah.
Like it's still a Spirit Guide Chalice of the Void deck, which if you put Chalice of the Void on 0, Hypergenesis can't resolve. Right, you put Chalice of the Void on 1, and Kenji has like 3 spells in his deck. Like Chalice of the Void is potentially an amazing card.
Chalice was very good going into this week.
Yeah,
I expect to see more of it.
I agree with you. I thought nobody showed up with a hate deck. Like you can build a very hateful sort of a Death and Taxes, like White Hoser cards Chalice. Nobody really decided to be a hater.
But
you didn't want to be a hater?
I considered it, but it's Ponder and Preordained.
But you were afraid if you had a hate deck, you might actually get Brewmaster points.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad. I don't want any of those. That hurts.
All right, it sounds like our players are ready, so let's get down to the match. Here we go, the 5th and final match of No Ban List Modern. Although I will say, when the match is over, don't go anywhere. You might want to hang out a little bit after the match is over. That's my tease. Hang out. We won't be done. But
without knowing the list, looking at Aaron's list Aaron Forsythe's list right now, I'm getting some mixed messages. I'm not gonna lie. I'm seeing Stoneforge Mystic, I'm seeing the Jitte and the Skull Clamp, but then I'm seeing Eldrazi lands, and I feel like the story's not being told here. This is really mismatched. Hilarious, but mismatched. Do you want to explain what the girlfriend bracket's like dealing with here?
They have a dangerous wager, so they have the ability on turn 1 via Chrome Mox to dump their entire hand into the graveyard and start dredging with that Golgari Grave Troll. That draw is not so good.
Yeah.
I think goodness.
Chrome Mox is definitely. I think Chrome Mox is the banned card that I think went completely under the radar this week. Chrome Mox is amazing.
I don't think they can turn 1 kill from there because I don't think they're going to have a way to draw cards after they resolve the dangerous wager. I will be surprised if they don't kill on the second turn.
Oh yeah, this hand it's got everything you want, right? I mean, you've got your 1 land that they want because they want the 1 land. They got the Chrome Mox to imprint. They have the wager to get everything in the yard. Then they have the Bridge from Below to make a crap load of tokens.
Yeah, if they dredge well enough, like if their dredge turns up 3 Narcomoebas, I think they can kill on the first turn.
Oh yeah,
I think they need actual 3 Narcomoebas to kill on the first turn because they won't have any mana. Oh, I guess they're gonna have no cards in hand, so it's not like they can pitch a Spirit Guide or anything. Unbelievable. All right, not sure.
Rip.
Oh, it sounds like the girlfriend bracket is having some lag issues. We will get them back momentarily.
Picnic, Panic Basket.
Yeah.
Listen, the emotes are there for a reason, Randy, okay?
Panic Basket is the stream going down.
All right, anyway, okay, so what does Aaron have to do here against a deck like Dredge?
Chalice for 0 to shut off Chrome Box would have been great. He doesn't have that. He does have some sideboard cards against them. I saw a couple Rest in Peace floating around his list in the sideboard. And that was the thing that the girlfriend bracket was terrified of was, oh, the people who haven't been paired against us yet are going to have Dredge hate, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking for myself, one of the first things I thought was like, Dredge, graveyards, Dredge. Like, it was definitely one of the, I think, boogeymen of the format, that plus like Affinity even.
Yep.
Because I think everyone in the world packs some kind of hate for Affinity. And then we see none. So
yeah, none. We still got to 20 different banned cards, which I thought was kind of crazy.
That is really impressive.
There's only 33 cards on the modern banned list, and 5 of them are the artifact lands.
Yeah,
which,
right.
No Affinity decks, so no artifact lands. But yeah, 20 different cards. So most played banned card. You get 3 guesses, but none of them. Only the first 2 count or something.
Okay, all right. Only the 2.
The first 2 don't count. That's where I was going. It's a very complicated cliche.
Ponder.
No, there's an obvious card to be the most played banned card because it goes into any deck.
Oh, Mental Misstep.
Yeah, Mental Misstep. There were 5 decks packing Mental Misstep. That was the most played. Well, and I'll give you credit. Ponder was the second most common.
Okay. I didn't even think of Mental Misstep. You know what it was? When I was making the deck, Mental Misstep was the first playset I put in, and then I'm like, well, this is just auto in the deck. I don't have to think about it.
No,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, when I started messing around with the format, it's actually like, I feel like I would have played no banned list modern, but with Mental Misstep banned. Because it goes everywhere. It's kind of dumb.
All right,
anyway.
Well, it looks like Girlfriend Bracket's back.
Yeah, we are back. Aaron decided to keep this hand. He doesn't know what the Girlfriend Bracket is on. I mean, his hand is reasonable. He's going to get turn 2 Stoneforge for Batterskull, which is good against fair decks.
I was gonna say of the decks we've seen tonight, or I guess of decks in general, Aaron's hand looks very fair in comparison.
Yeah,
this is a very fair hand, and see that has to look terrible. Mana Confluence, first turn Chromox, and you already know no matter what happens after this, it is downright unfair. Right? Like there's just no.
I want to see 3 Narcomoebas. Like they have to get so lucky to win on the first turn, but like this is step 1, 2, and 3. Towards winning on the first turn. Grave Troll hits another Grave Troll.
Okay.
And 1 Narcomoeba.
1 Narcomoeba.
Oh, only 1 Narcomoeba.
I mean, we still have the Zealots in the graveyard for the win condition.
Yeah,
eventually.
I think they win next turn, right?
Yeah, you got the bridge.
They get to Dredge, Grolgari Grave Troll on their draw step.
Yep.
And I guess so I was telling you the trick with this deck is to actually get 3 creatures in play to sack to bridge from below, or to Dread Return.
Dread Return, yeah.
There's Fate Stitcher as a second creature, but they need... Oh, there's Bloodghast, but they didn't dredge a Dakmor Salvage. This deck is complicated. Meanwhile, Aaron's like, I can't
still playing playing fair magic over here. Oh, Aaron, you and your cute band equipment.
Maybe next turn you could put Batterskull into play.
He's playing with toys. Aaron's digging up graves. I feel like we're just not in the same game.
They did not hit a creature.
They did not.
Oh, they can get both Fate Stitchers, right?
Oh, there we go. Yep, there's the second.
Mana Confluence to unearth Fate Stitcher. Untap Mana Confluence. Mana Confluence to unearth Fate Stitcher. Now, the drawback of Fate Stitcher is so terrible. Like, trying to make Dredge work in Modern is hard. When you sack it to bridge from below, you don't even get a zombie because it exiles itself. It doesn't die. It doesn't trigger the bridge. But whatever. You get to put Sphinx of Lost Truths into play, and that's...
I was going to say, yeah. At that point, we're talking about, like, little things that hurt you when you get to do really unfair stuff. That just doesn't even... Again, like, I cannot overstate the power of Dread Return. How they already have it. Like...
Are they out of Dredgers, though? Oh, they have 2 Stinkweed Imps. Yeah. I think you Dread Return Sphinx into play. You have 2 Stinkweed Imps to dredge. You probably win from there.
I assume. But then again, we did watch Hypergenesis not do anything for 2 rounds. I don't know. Maybe they draw nothing in there, or maybe they delve or dredge nothing in how many cards are they going to dredge? Like,
yeah, it is not a deterministic path to victory. No. But it's probable.
Yeah, it seems good. If this was if Aaron Forsythe has played Dredge or played against Dredge before, and he sees this graveyard, I feel like being happy is not the emotion that he would be exuding right now.
Yeah, the other cute thing the deck is capable of doing is it has Dakmor Salvage, so you can dredge Dakmor Salvage to get a land to play to trigger Bloodghast. So dredged one yet, but like if they dread return Sphinx of Lost Truths into play, dredge 2 Stinkweed Imps, by then they probably have a Dakmor salvage, which can go get the Bloodghast, which
You would think.
Anyway. Alright, so they're going for it.
As they should.
Stitcher.
There's really no reason for them to do anything else.
We need one more blue mana.
Don't we always, Randy?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Don't we always need one more blue mana?
Fair.
Get that on a shirt. All right, so we have the 3 creatures, which is the, of Dread Return. And now Unfair Things. I feel like, should we read Bridge from Below? I feel like it's a card.
Yeah, it's whenever a creature dies.
A non-token creature dies.
A non-token creature dies, you get a 2/2 zombie.
Yeah.
Now, the Fate Stitchers didn't die, but the other creature did. Yep. The Narcomoeba did. They've triggered 2 more Narcomoebas as they dredge Stinkweed Imp, Stinkweed Imp. Now they're deciding on their 3rd dredge.
Yep.
They did find a Dakmor salvage, so they will get a land drop this turn. Do they have it all? They now have 3 copies of Bridge from Below. They just need another Dread Return, but I'm not sure they have it.
Yeah,
I don't see... They get Bloodghast from their land drop, but I don't think they found a second copy of Dread Return. I think the deck plays 3 Dread Returns.
It does, yeah, it plays 3.
I mean...
When I was looking up lists, I never saw a version that played the full 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've only 22 cards left in their library.
Yeah, like
they're down to 22 cards. It just happens that the other 2 copies of Dread Return are both hiding out in the last 22. Now, Did they get a Faithless Looting that they can flash back? They don't have the mana.
Oh, they don't have the mana. Nope.
Like flashing back Faithless Looting is kind of nuts in this deck, right?
Now, I'm not sure I missed this, but with their second Fate Stitcher that they brought
they
in,
should have
did they not untap the Confluence? Did I miss that?
They forgot to untap Confluence. They should have.
I was gonna say because that should be. I was gonna say because that you would think that would just be untapped. Although I'm not sure it's gonna matter.
I mean, they have to,
yeah, it's not gonna matter in this turn.
Oh no, they whiffed on their turn 2 kill.
Time for Aaron to play more fair cards.
So they have to say go. There might be a Reality Smasher coming at them this turn. There might be a Batterskull coming into play.
Maybe. Like, I feel like Girlfriend Bracket just puts up, like, just a wall in front of their board. Like, we don't care. Do whatever you want.
Now, if Aaron can manage to kill his own Stoneforge Mystic, then their bridges all go away. So that would be exciting.
Okay, see, this pass from Aaron, not good.
I think he's just... Well, I think he's just decided not to show any more information.
Yeah, phoning it in. He kind of has to, yeah. Like, what is he? It doesn't matter at this. His deck is too.
Yeah, I
his
mean,
deck doesn't do anything this crazy.
They did hit the Dread Return.
Yep, there it is.
The draw step to Dredge Grave Troll, and you know what? Even if they missed, they do have Flashback Faithless Looting available to them to dredge the entire library.
Yeah, which is.
Oh, they're gonna do it. Let's.
Why not?
How many chances do you get to do this, right?
I mean, this is why Dread Return enables all of this, right? Like Dread Return makes this stupid.
Yeah, that is one card. It's funny. Like I had a conversation with Aaron at one point about what cards in Modern I thought they should never unban, and like Dread Return is at the top of my list.
It's got to be.
Mental Misstep's probably above it just because it's dumb.
Yeah, well, it's so degenerate.
But oh my god, Dread Return is absurd. It's both the thing that puts the giant creature into play, and also the way you sack all your creatures to trigger all your Bridge from Below. So here, I assume he's going to let them go through with this. They are down to 8 cards in their library.
Yep.
And when they cast Dread Return, they're going to sack 3 creatures, which is going to trigger Bridge from Below many times. Yep. Every one of those triggers is a 2/2 zombie, and guess what creature comes into play at the bottom of that stack?
Oh, I can't imagine. Is it a card that doesn't go anywhere else, Randy?
Flamekin Zealot will give all of those zombies +1/+1 and haste.
Absolutely bonkers. Absolutely. I mean, it helps that they have 4 Bridge from Below in the graveyard. They have their whole place
left in their library. They have everything.
They have everything. I mean, this was just like this is a Dredge clinic. Like this is why Dread Return is banned. Like this is why it'll never be unbanned. Look how stupid this is. Negative 33.
I think that's the biggest overkill of the night so far.
I think you're right.
All right, sideboard. Aaron is like, I have Rest in Peace.
I have, yeah. I mean,
I have another Rest in Peace. Does
The
I'll do anything?
definitely the thing about Dredge is, at least when it comes to sideboard, is you have very clear dedicated
Yeah.
hate cards to
Graph
graveyard. And
Digger's
rest
Cage.
in pieces.
Graph Digger's Cage shuts off all of their shenanigans. Ratchet Bomb can blow up all the zombies, so it might win the game. Rest in Peace is just game over. So is Ratchet. So
drops
is
Rest in Peace. Yeah, that's. I'm not sure. Well, okay, but let's look at Girlfriend Bracket's sideboard. What are they working with here?
They have Abrupt Decays because they kind of their deck
and
is
Nature's Claim and
right.
yeah, okay, yep, yeah, they're clearly going for the people are going to play Rest in Peace.
Plays such janky lands, right? It's all mana confluence and like bad lands that make all the colors, is so that they can sideboard in Nature's Claim and Abrupt Decay. It's
exactly, yep.
They're assuming the opponent is going to have some hate cards, so all right.
This is pretty much exactly what a Dredge sideboard would look like. It's just the giant creature sideboard package, Chalice of the Void, and just ways to kill everything.
How awesome is that sideboard against Hypergenesis? Like they cast Hypergenesis, and you just sort of like, here's Blazing Archon.
Blazing Archon is just like, is there a better card against Hypergenesis? Because it still lets you do all your Hypergenesis shenanigans, right. But it still tastes really bad. Like it's the beats. Like Blazing Archon is the beats. So what is Aaron doing here? So he got his Rest in Peace.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 3 dedicated hate cards, and maybe the Ratchet Bombs will help.
I mean, at worst, the Ratchet Bombs could, take out the 900 zombies we're going to see.
Cage in the opener. That's a good draw for Aaron.
It's a very good draw.
He's got like everything that he would want.
Yeah, he has a lot of very good cards.
Giving infinite mana, Displacer can actually hose them too.
That's true.
He only needs infinite mana though to like blink each of their tokens one at a time.
All right. Okay, so looking at the Girlfriend Bracket's hand, not nearly as bonkers as the first time.
True.
But we are looking at turn 2.
At turn 2 Tormenting Voice, you probably
turn 2 Tormenting Voice.
I mean, Tormenting Voice or the other one.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, depending on their draw, I guess, you Tormenting Voice, the Grave Troll, and then you just save the wager for, like, the next, like, craziness you're going to do, right? Like, I feel like you just cast the voice first.
Well, first we have to pause and contemplate what Graph Digger's Cage means for the next 10 minutes of our life. It's like, all right, you can still dredge. You just can't get anywhere. You can't get any value until you find a way to blow up Graph Digger's Cage.
I mean, you have to, Girlfriend Bracket has these dedicated sideboard cards for Graph Digger's Cage, for Rest in Peace.
Yeah, you'll see them probably be forced to draw cards instead of dredging.
Yeah.
It's a sad feeling for the dredge player.
It's definitely like, the biggest wall made out of tissues. Because as soon as they get one, all they need is one way to remove that Graph Digger's Cage. And then it's like to the races all over again. Narcomoeba is not what they want to see.
No, you never want to draw that guy.
Yeah, you just, no. I mean, at least they have ways to discard. So.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I said it. I called it a guy. I have actually no idea what Narcomoeba's gender is.
I doubt it has one, to be honest. let me look. It's an illusion. It looks like a jellyfish. I don't know.
But like the French card must have a le or a la in front of it, right? It has to be.
Oh, dang! You got me. I don't know. Touché, sir. All right, so let's see. City Brass. Oh man, yeah, they're really hurting until they draw a sideboard card, right? Like, what are they? Like, what are they really gonna do?
Forced to draw cards off the top of the deck. That's what they're forced.
That's ridiculous.
It feels bad, man.
How?
It feels bad, man.
How could someone force them to do that in this draw cards? Ugh.
Oh,
well,
Nature's
there we
Claim.
go. And bam. Nature's Claim coming in hot. I mean, you look at Aaron. Aaron's been, playing some cards.
So I will explain. So if you haven't seen the mechanic Dredge, by the way, the deck is called Dredge because there's about 10 or 12 things in the deck that have the word Dredge on them. Dredge says whenever you would draw a card, instead you can put the top X cards of your library into your graveyard. And so it might be Dredge 6 or Dredge 5. Golgari Grave Troll is the best because it has the highest Dredge number. The whole point of the Dredge deck is not to just redraw their dredge cards instead of drawing off the top of their deck. Their point is just obviously, like we saw in game 1, to put the whole deck into the.
Thought not
Oh, he got Thought Not Seer? What just happened?
Absolutely brutal.
I can imagine the smile on Aaron's face right now.
I can hear the cackling from across the country. The world is a little lighter now, or dark, depending on what side you're on. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, talking about Dredge, I mean, you, instead of drawing a card, you mill a bunch of stuff and put that card back in your hand. And Dredge is such a unique deck because more so than any other deck.
Oh god, they're gonna have to discard their whole hand here and then actually draw.
They are,
cards, aren't they?
Oh wow, this is bad.
So bad.
This is like the worst feels bad man I've ever seen.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I could see.
No, it's okay.
I
can see it. This is the ugliest play that's ever gonna. They don't want to do it. You can feel it. Like, don't make me.
What are you gonna do? Summon a Narcomoeba? Like
Narcomoeba, jump block, go.
I mean, the thing is, if they find another Nature's Claim, they're actually in decent shape.
They are. Yep.
Well, that Nature's Claim would have had them in good shape because they still had a Tormenting Voice. Or sorry, the Dangerous Wager, where they could actually get the Dredge going. They could Nature's Claim and then Dredge a couple of times. But now here they're going to be forced to discard their hand and then hope to draw Nature's Claim. They've only got one turn, so just using their draw step to Dredge is probably not good enough. And that's all assuming they can find a Nature's Claim.
Yeah, it's looking.
I mean, this is 12.
Yeah, it's looking one turn late. Like I don't know what they can.
They can Dangerous Wager into Nature's Claim plus Faithless Looting.
Yeah,
it's got to be they have to get both a Nature's Claim and also
then another way to trigger, or then a way to trigger Dredge again. But then they need the perfect Dredge.
Other than that, though, they're fine. Faithless Looting. Stinkweed Imp. Draw Step is not a Dredge. It has to be a card. Right. Faithless Looting into Nature's Claim, and I don't know where it goes from there.
Yes.
They have to draw one and then Dredge with the other.
They have to top deck Goldfish the rest of this to win this game.
Well, Time Walk's legal in Modern, right?
I mean, I'm assuming maybe I'm sure.
There's no ban list, right? So all that.
Hey, when I looked at the Modern ban list, I didn't see Time Walk on it. Okay, that's confirmed.
Marshall tried to abuse this rule. Marshall tried to smuggle a Mana War into his list.
I heard he tried running Mana War. I want a judge call on the whole thing, the whole week. I want the records expunged.
He did not get away with it.
Well, good.
No, they just
ruined everything.
Yeah.
I mean, this was clearly this is. I mean, you see what happens when, one of these anti-Dredge cards, these very clear sideboard hate cards get played.
They were so close though. They found the first Nature's Claim. He had to top deck Thought Not Seer on exactly that turn. Well, a one-turn window.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Aaron has #worth tattooed on the back of his neck. I can't prove that to you right now, but I'm 86% positive. I'm pretty sure that he has. I mean, I think there's something happening there, but that's just me. We go back to sideboards. I feel like this is pretty standard. There's really nothing crazy. Both players know what each other is doing at this point. It's not like the Eldrazi sideboard could just be they played this different Dredge card.
Well, they have to decide how many hate cards they think he has, and they did not bring in the Abrupt Decays that time, right? They brought in Nature's Claim, but not Abrupt Decay, and I think they ran it back that way. It looked like
I don't
4 Nature's Claim, 0 Abrupt Decay is what they did.
That's a little. I guess
it's a little tricky because when you get a deck like Dredge, you have to leave it dense enough to actually do its thing.
You can't hurt it too bad.
Right. If you dilute the deck by too much, then you just don't win.
It's actually almost Kenji almost ran out completely against me because he put Abrupt Decays and Inquisitions in and just drew those, I guess, and lands. Yeah. And he almost fizzled because he diluted too much.
Right. He had to equip a creature with Skull Clamp and then Abrupt Decay it to kill it.
Yeah.
And then,
as soon as I saw that, I'm like, man, don't get anything. Please.
And Aaron's trying to decide if Chalice of the Void is interesting. If he goes Chalice on 1, it shuts off almost nothing in his deck, but it shuts off all the Nature's Claim from the girls.
Yeah, that's very good anti sideboard.
He decided not to because
I feel like I'm Inception level. I think it's fine that he didn't do that. I think it's
yeah. You want one sideboard card and then a clock, and he probably has to mulligan a no sideboard card hand.
Yeah, I don't feel like this is good for him at all.
He needs do have a Nature's Claim, but they only have one land.
Yeah,
both of these draws are very medium.
Yeah. Aaron, not a great mulligan, but can he? I don't know if he can afford to go down to 5 here.
It's tough.
I
might keep 6, and you get the scry, so you get a little bit more.
That's true.
Do they keep?
Keeping.
They need a land. They turn on land into Tormenting Voice, and they're off to the races.
Oh yeah, that's
Nature's Claim ready. But if the girls don't draw a land, they're in trouble.
Aaron's got turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, so
yeah,
that's
he's got no hate card.
He doesn't.
Faithless Looting.
Oh, there we go. That's a start.
Who needs a second land?
Yeah, why do you? Fair decks are stupid. Oh,
they found a land. They found Blazing Archon.
Blazing Archon. All right, it's getting real.
I mean, if they Dread Return Blazing Archon into play, what does the Eldrazi deck do?
I have no idea. Strap me to the seat, Randy. This is getting intense. Oh my god. Blazing Archon. Oh, that tech feels so good. I mean, as pointed out in chat, they could natural discard, but with Faceless Looting, It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if they'd whiffed on land, they could actually discard the Grave Troll. You're right.
Which they've. I mean, that is something I've seen. I was watching a no ban list modern Dredge video where they take the draw and then just discard first turn, and I'm like, that seems fine. Like,
that's the tech and Legacy. You just don't even bother having lands in your deck.
Yeah, who cares? Like, no.
You have to choose draw though. If your opponent ever chooses draw, it takes like turn 3 before you start the game.
Oh, the mind games. Mind games.
Right, so looting, put a Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard along with a Bloodghast. Their land drop gets the Bloodghast into play.
A third of the way to Dread Return. That's basically how I'm looking at it. And I mean, it provides some beats, except for the fact that Thought-Knot Seer is just a bad dude.
Yeah, but I guess, does Aaron have to take the Tormenting Voice here?
This is a tough call. Well, the Stinkweed
Does he take the Blazing Archon, which he probably can't beat if they Dread Return it?
This is really tough because the Stinkweed Imp is already in the graveyard.
Yes.
So they're gonna dredge, and they're gonna dredge, right?
They're gonna dredge with their draw step, but Tormenting Voice says,
"Oh yeah, you do way more."
This is hilariously, by the way, if they could kill the Thought-Knot Seer, they'd get to dredge off that too. But
that's hilarious.
It's not an artifact though. It's not like they could actually kill it.
I mean, what do you think the options are in general? Like what are you absolutely not taking?
I'm not taking Nature's Claim because I haven't drawn any hate.
Yep.
And I have a Spellskite to steal it anyway. I'm not taking Bloodghast. I don't think I'm taking Dread Return.
That's where it starts getting iffy.
I honestly think Tormenting Voice might be the pick. Tormenting Voice really represents the ability to discard a Dredger and then draw twice, which means dredge twice.
I mean, I'm between the Voice and the Return. Like that's where I am. I don't Blazing Arc. Okay, Return. I think Return is fine. I think Return's
totally defensible.
Like it's the reason why this deck exists. So
agreed.
So if you're gonna take something, why not?
And sometimes you will see Dredge, especially when they're trying to make room for sideboard cards. They'll start to trim that. They'll go down to like 2.
Yep.
And this deck often needs to cast 2 of them.
Well, think of like the Dredge deck is still very good at dredging, but Dread Return's their win condition, right? Like they need that.
All right, draw step, Stinkweed Imp. We got a Bloodghast and another Stinkweed Imp. Okay. Tormenting Voice is clearly the play here.
Yeah. Yep.
Discard the thing that has the word Dredge printed on it.
Randy, are you sure?
They found 1 bridge so far.
Okay. All right. 3 bridges. 3 bridges.
They don't have a Dread Return, though.
They don't.
And they don't have a land drop.
This, actually, seeing what we're seeing now, Dread Return, such a good take on the thoughts here.
Dread Return might be better than... I mean, the Tormenting Voice did a lot of work there, right?
That's true. It did. Yeah, that's true.
Like, they can dredge Dakmor Salvage, which will get them multiple Bloodghasts.
Yes.
I guess it's just one Bloodghast.
Well, okay, yeah, you have the one and the one in play. And this is still like the 3 Bridge from Belows creates. That's a lot of action.
Well, Bridge from Below needs you to sacrifice a creature is the tricky bit. Like, that's actually the hard part with a modern Dredge deck. You don't get Cabal Therapy. It's Cabal Therapy,
that's their
secret MVP for both Legacy lists and Vintage lists. And there's Cabal Therapy is not legal in Modern.
Really, really happy that's coming back. I'm so happy. All right. Oh, wow. Bloodghast.
That's
coming
awesome.
In,
no, block! He's going to multiply!
Oh, no, why? Why?
I honestly think you take 2 there.
You absolutely take 2. Oh, Aaron. Aaron, why? The bridges. Oh. I'm going to drown in this value. Randy.
It's a lot of value.
I'm going to drown in the value.
And that is the backup plan with Dredge. Is sometimes you can just kind of value them out. You get so many issues.
Well, now you have, again, Dredge, Dackmore Salvage, brings back both Bloodghast now.
Now it brings back 2 Bloodghast, exactly.
This is just crazy. No, but Sky Spotter can't be countered.
Look, Sky Splatter's pretty good here because now if they try to attack, he's got a creature that he can actually block with and have it die.
Yes,
the Scion exiles the bridges.
So good.
Wow. Smart play by Aaron. That was really smart.
Still wish he didn't block the Bloodghast.
I still wish he didn't block the Bloodghast as well, but...
I mean, exiling 3 bridges.
Killing your own creature exiles your opponent's bridge from below.
Yep.
So they're gone now.
Yeah, they're
super smart.
I mean, 3 of them gone. Wow, that was good. Still wish he did it before The Walking Dead started, but I think we're fine.
And Spellskite also, he knows if he draws any real hate cards, can steal a Nature's Claim.
Which is good. Again, all
right.
Just so much
this game's harder. There's no bridges.
Nope.
They still Dredge Dackmore Salvage. They still get 2 Bloodghast.
They have 1 bridge left. They have 1 bridge left in the deck.
Right.
They have nothing. We've only seen 1 Narcomoeba too. Interesting. I mean, Grave Trolls in the graveyard. I think This is. Gosh, I don't know.
I don't know. This game's super interesting to me right now.
Yeah, this is.
I legit don't know who's favored.
Aaron has to be happy he's alive, so...
Yes.
I feel like once you get to this point, Aaron has got to assume that Girlfriend Bracket has nothing in their hand as far as looting, right? Like, he has to assume that.
Well, they've got Faithless Lootings in their graveyard that they can flash back.
They do not have... It's 4 to flash back, right?
3.
3?
3. 2 are.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, yeah. So they can... Oh, right. The salvage came in this turn. I forgot.
Yep,
so, yeah, 3 mana. All right, so next turn, they can start going crazy. They really need a Dread Return, though. There's no Dread Return in there.
No, right. I mean, they need to... They can Dredge, though, but if they...
Yeah,
they need to hit pretty well. There's only 1 bridge left in their library. There's none in their yard. And they don't have a Dread Return yet, either.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Drowner of Hope has come down.
I'm curious if Aaron Forsythe finds Displacer. If that's how, like, I feel like if he can have Displacer and untap mana, he might be able to win through some stupidity. Oh, so what did they? Oh, Dredge returns to the yard. Yep, that's the Dredge.
So I don't know if there's probably a Dread Return left in their library. I didn't watch closely when they sideboarded. I don't think they boarded one out.
I don't think that. I didn't see them boarded out.
Yeah, I saw them board out the second Flamekin Zealot, which I think is correct. Like, the second Flamekin is... You very rarely need the second one.
I mean, well, once you get to a point where you're going to cast it, you're probably fine.
Right. You can just find the one. All right, they're flashing back Faithless Looting.
Yep, all right. We're off! We're off, boys and girls. Let's do this. So they're gonna draw 2, discard Archon and Bloodghast. Okay. Then Dread Return.
Oh, looks like we've lost the video.
Yeah, we lost the video.
Hopefully we can pause them and bring commentary on the rest.
Okay. Hey.
Now, It's funny. Like, if they just Dread Return Blazing Archon, what? Like, that seems like a problem.
I won't lie. Blazing Archon, good card. In this specific instance, it's very good.
Yeah, then that's the plan.
Yep.
Here's Dread Return for Blazing Archon.
Gosh, so what is even... So, Aaron needs to top deck a Displacer, right? Like, that's where Aaron's out is. I'm not sure.
I mean, that just blinks it. It comes back.
Well,
yeah. I don't know what happens from here. I'm interested to find out, though.
This is really interesting. Sky Spawner's not going to do it.
By the way, this is our last game of the night, but stay tuned. Like, pretend we're a Marvel movie.
You should I mean, we're not Deadpool, but I kind of wish we were. No, seriously, you should stay, because after is just stuff that's just so great. So great. If you don't like Dredge, totally better than Dredge. I'm not going to lie. Like, people with Dredge, I don't know anybody who doesn't either really, really like Dredge or just really, really dislike it. It's like you take people's opinions on Living End and just make it even more intense.
So if Aaron finds a Displacer, then the girls can't attack with Blazing Archon because it gets blinked every turn, and then he has to try to deck them?
That's the plan.
That's actually the plan, isn't it?
That's legit his out. Like, his out is milling the girlfriend bracket with Eldrazi Displacer. How
bizarre.
I mean, no banless modern. Where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Creatures can't attack you. That is quite the hoser they've got in play.
Those are an interesting 4 cards to put in a word. Or four words to put on a card. Wow.
That's your way.
Wow. I'm sorry. I mean,
look at that army of Eldrazi.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got like 19 power worth of guys just hanging out.
Yeah, just
watching.
You know, chilling, relaxing, all cool.
Wait, he's also got 6 power worth of flyers now, right? So he can block Blazing Archon. They can no longer attack with it.
He can, yeah.
Like, you just triple block with Sky Spawners. Yes. What is happening, Wedge?
This is the okay. So, all right, let's have a conversation. We're looking at a matchup that is basically Blazing Archon and a bunch of dead stuff versus giant Eldrazi tentacle sacks. This is the game right now. This is no banless modern. What turn have we taken?
I don't know. Oh no, they're attacking.
Oh, okay, all right.
Don't they get triple blocked?
Oh,
why are they not triple blocking? What am I missing?
Interesting.
Kids, did they have a new Dread Return to just bring it back again? I don't see one.
Let me. Oh, so tiny. I don't see one either. I don't see one either.
What am I missing?
I am very. I don't understand. We have to be missing something, right? Okay. Well, now we're getting Eye of Ugin activation. Maybe Eric didn't block because he has this plan. He's like, maybe if I block. All right, the Displacer coming in hot. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Why block when I've got Eldrazi Displacer? Crazy.
Oh man,
this is crazy.
R&D would do this. I blame Aaron. He's
the one playing the fair cards.
This set was designed for this moment where he could destroy Dread Return, the secretly hated card that the man despises. All of it culminates in this moment when he plays the jankiest Eldrazi combo in this deck to somehow win this game. This is crazy.
The girls could be summoning Stinkweed Imps here. That's a thing that
is true. Yeah, I noticed that. I
totally be doing.
Maybe they're just so overwhelmed by how much value doesn't exist in this game right now.
I mean, you can summon a Grave Troll if push comes to shove.
I have not seen that happen in a very long time. Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, like, what do you do? You have to hard... This is crazy. Because even if you have ways to discard, you're just discarding Grave Trolls, right? Like, not even Stinkweed Imps. Might as well.
Yeah, I think what they've been doing is building up their hands to natural discard. So they are up to 8 cards in hand now. Now, interestingly, the 8th card is a Chrome Mox. Like, do we want some mana here?
I feel like it's a little late, but
Like, that Displacer, how many times can he blink per turn? He's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's on 8 mana, not counting Scions.
But he's got the temple.
I mean, he does have Drowner of Hope.
The temple lets him activate abilities too.
I counted that for 2.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
the temples are 2 each essentially.
Right. Oh man.
Right.
I mean, this is his path to victory here.
They did go for the Chrome Mox line so that
the line.
Well, look, they're 1 mana away from summoning Grave Troll. How big is Grave Troll on this board? It can't be small.
It can't. I'm not sure. I guess not.
Rather than blink the Blazing Archon, it is of course better to block with Sky Spawner and blink that. You turn a 1 Scion profit.
Yeah. Yep. True. Pretty much what you got to do. I mean, that's another Scion. He can sack to an Eldrazi Displacer activation, right?
Right. He doesn't really turn a profit, though. Like, unless he still has a Jitte in his deck, which, why on earth would he still have a Jitte in his deck?
I have absolutely no idea.
I doubt he can get Blazing Archon off the battlefield.
I'm assuming the Jitte was like the first card to come out for Rest in Peace.
So, as a result...
doing some end-of-turn shenanigans.
Reality Smasher's cute.
Completely useless on this board. Wow, this is just the craziest...
Yeah, you see he is blinking his Drowner for value. Like, in theory, he could blink Drowner an infinite number of times. It just doesn't get him anywhere, right? He doesn't have anything that takes advantage of the fact that...
Yeah, he doesn't gain mana.
To play. It's mana neutral, but so, okay, he's going to blink it using his lands, and now he's building up a supply of Scions.
So he can...
he ever gets to attack.
Oh, Eldrazi Mill, the classic reason it was banned in Modern. Obviously.
Look, this game can only last 15 more turns. That's how many cards the girls have in their deck right now.
I mean, remember, okay, we're still... Aaron has how many cards in his library? 45?
Yeah. It's turn 9.
Aaron has only seen 15 cards in this deck.
Right, it's only turn 9.
Only. Although, to be fair, for a no-banless Modern game to get to turn 9, something's had to happen.
Crazy has to happen, like...
Blazing Archon.
Blazing Archon versus Eldrazi Displacer, of course.
Yeah.
Now, if they had Abrupt Decay in their deck, they could actually kill the Displacer, but...
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were imagining this particular board state, and for the record, they'd have to kill the Spellskite first.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, wow. This is just... I don't understand. Okay, wait. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. All right, so he's building it up. Wow. So when do you think he starts? Because up to this point, he's been blinking his Eldrazi Scion producers, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he just start Thought Knot Searing? Like when does he decide, like, you know what, now I'm gonna mill? It's
a little scary, to give the Dredge deck extra card draws.
I know. Oh, well, I mean, that is the only way for him to win this game, right? Like, if we're being clear, I don't know what else he can do.
Let me go. You can type ! Vote and look at his deck list. That's what I'm doing right now.
I'm looking at his list right now. Won't lie, his deck's not strong on removal.
I found it. He brought in Ratchet Bombs. So if he finds a Ratchet Bomb 8 turns later...
Man, no Proliferate tech in this? What crap is this? Jeez. Come to no banless Modern without Proliferate. That's just the worst. That is hysterical. Oh my goodness.
It's a great way to wrap up our night, though, right?
Oh, this is beautiful. Panic.
Yeah, we've lost our video again, but it doesn't affect the stream, so.
Panic. It's okay. Through the magic of technology, I can still watch.
Yeah, same.
It's okay, everyone. Nothing's happening. I can't imagine what either player must be thinking right now. Are the girlfriend bracket ladies just sort of staring at this board like, well, crap. What do we do now?
Yes?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at this board and this doesn't make any sense. Oh, all right. We're casting Snakeweed Imps. Everything's out the door. He's got to start doing it now, though. How many? They have 15 cards left in their library? Ooh. Oh, wow. Rude. Tap that Archon. That's just sending a message. I like it. All right, so let's see what he does with the end of his turn here. I guess it'll show like how fast he's going to try to go with this. Yep, okay. Still making Eldrazi Scions.
I think the girls have concluded they can't possibly win.
I'm not
They've
sure.
actually, they've just typed in our chat, in our Skype chat for the league, we cannot win this match. What should we do? And we're like, it's okay to concede. Yeah, we can't figure out how you were going to win.
Unbelievable.
They stared at it, and rather than watching Aaron deck them over the course of the next 15 turns,
unbelievable.
They scooped him up. They put Blazing Archon into play, and Aaron Forsythe is like,
yeah, who cares?
I just need to draw my Eldrazi Displacer. Everything is fine.
That was insanity.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Who would have thought that when that game started, in Dredge versus Eldrazi, like, hey,
I know, right?
How much you want to bet that Thought Not Seer mills out Dredge with Eldrazi Displacer? Ha 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 ha! No one in the world. That's crazy. This is ridiculous. This is a night where that happened and Hypergenesis went 0-2. Can we just like have a conversation about this format?
It's awesome. It's fun.
Oh my god, the whole left side.
Yeah, left side, 5-0.
Illuminati.
I don't think we've had a 5-0 from the left side yet. Well, that was No Ban List Modern. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Next week, Iron Root Chef.
I smell something. What is that?
Those might be ingredients. That's all I'm going to say. We're gonna call it a wrap on week 6 for the Community Super League. Don't forget to vote on your favorite decks. Don't forget to come back next week. Same time, same channel. We'll be playing Iron Root Chef.
A little bit like garlic.
Greetings, Community Super Leaguers.